President Trump wants to ditch the penny.
The penny is gone.
Of all the Doge-inspired things that have come along to save money, this is the most obvious one.
Not everyone agrees.
Consumers benefit with cash. It's the low-cost option, and it's much safer and better for the consumer.
Here's a look at why Trump is coming for the penny and how it could affect you.
Go to
the history of the 1964 1-cent coin. To understand the value of the 1964 1-cent coin, let's start with a little history. In 1964, the U.S. Mint produced a massive number of pennies, including those stamped with the D mint mark, indicating they were produced in Denver, Colorado. The 1964 1-cent coins are largely considered to be relatively common, with hundreds of millions minted that year. But here's where the magic happens. Despite the high mintage, some 1964 pennies are incredibly rare, and they can be worth a fortune. So, what makes some of these pennies stand out as exceptional? The mystery of the 1964 double die obverse. The answer lies in a special variety of the 1964 penny, one with a rare and highly sought-after double die obverse error. This means that the die used to stamp the coin had a mistake, causing some of the images and text, like "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," to be doubled or misaligned. This error was caused by the die being struck twice, leading to an imperfect imprint on the coin. What's so amazing about this error is that it creates a coin that's vastly different from the rest of the 1964 pennies. And let me tell you, collectors are on the lookout for these. Imagine finding one of these rarities sitting in a jar of loose change or a collection passed down through the years. A double-die 1964 penny in excellent condition could fetch anywhere from hundreds to thousands of dollars at auction, and if it's in pristine, mint-quality condition, you could be looking at a payout in the tens of thousands. Why are these coins so valuable? Now, you might be wondering, why are people willing to pay such outrageous amounts for a coin worth just 1 cent when it was originally minted? The answer is simple: rarity and demand. While the 1964 penny in general is still relatively abundant, the double die error is extremely rare. And when it comes to coin collecting, rarity drives value. The rarer the coin, the more collectors are willing to pay for it. The condition of the coin also plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and no signs of wear, will fetch a premium price. Some 1964 double die pennies have sold for over $30,000 in auction, a staggering amount for a coin that originally had a face value of just 1 cent. How to spot a rare 1964 double die penny? So, how can you tell if you've got one of these precious coins? The key is to closely examine the details on the coin's obverse, the front side. Pay attention to the words "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date itself. If you notice any signs of doubling or blurry text, you might be holding a potential treasure. Don't just stop at a quick glance, take a good look with a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a clearer view of the details. If you suspect you found a 1964 double die penny, it's worth taking it to a professional numismatist or coin dealer for an official evaluation. The history of the 1965 1-cent coin. Before we dive into the exciting world of valuable 1965 pennies, let's take a quick trip back to 1965. The U.S. Mint, under the authority of President Lyndon B. Johnson, was in the middle of a major shift in coin production. The 1965 1-cent coins, like many others, were made using a copper-nickel composition instead of pure copper. This change was a result of a nationwide shortage of silver, so the mint decided to switch materials for a more cost-effective solution. The rare 1965 double die error penny. So, what makes some 1965 1-cent coins so valuable? The key lies in an error that occurred during the minting process: the double die strike. This mistake happens when the die used to stamp the coin is misaligned, resulting in a doubling effect on the text and images on the coin. This gives the appearance of a blurry or thickened inscription. On a 1965 penny, you'll notice the doubling on the word "Liberty," the date, or even "In God We Trust." These errors are not easy to find, but when you spot one, it could be worth serious money. A typical 1965 penny is worth only its face value of 1 cent, but a 1965 double-die penny can fetch hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars, depending on the condition. The finest examples, those in near-perfect condition, can reach values as high as $20,000 or even more at auction. Why is the 1965 double-die penny so valuable? The reason why this error coin can command such a high price is all about rarity and demand. While the 1965 penny was produced in large quantities, the double-die variety is extremely rare. It's estimated that only a small number of these coins were actually struck with the double-die error. And when it comes to coin collecting, the rarer the coin, the more valuable it becomes. Another factor that drives up the price is the coin's condition. A penny in mint state, meaning it has little to no wear, sharp details, and excellent eye appeal, is considered a premium piece and will attract a high premium from collectors. The better the condition, the higher the price tag. Some 1965 double-die pennies have been sold for $40,000 or more. Talk about an amazing return on a penny. How to spot a rare 1965 double-die penny. Now, you're probably wondering, how can I tell if I've found one of these rare coins? Well, you're in luck because I'm going to give you some key tips for spotting a 1965 double-die penny. Look for doubling. The most obvious feature to look for is the doubling of the text. Examine the words, "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date closely. If you notice any shadowing or extra thickness in these letters, you may have found a rare double-die coin. Use magnification. For the best view, use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. This will help you see the details more clearly and check for any errors that may not be visible with the naked eye. Condition is key. If you're lucky enough to find one, make sure it's in good condition. A coin that has minimal wear and retains its sharp features is the one that can fetch big bucks. The history of the 1966 1-cent coin. In 1966, the U.S. Mint was cranking out 1-cent coins like they were going out of style. The coin's design, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, back, had been in circulation for years by this point. However, what many people don't realize is that the year 1966 holds a special place in numismatic history due to a rare and valuable variety of the 1966 penny. The rare 1966, no mint mark, penny. Now, here's the exciting part, some 1966 pennies were struck without a mint mark. That's right. While most 1966 pennies will have a D mint mark, indicating they were struck in Denver, a small number of these coins were produced without any mint mark at all. It's like a hidden treasure waiting to be found. These no mint mark 1966 pennies are extremely rare, and they are worth a lot more than their face value. So, what's the big deal with a missing mint mark? The U.S. Mint traditionally places a mint mark, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco, on coins to show where they were produced. The mint markless 1966 penny is a minting error, and collectors are absolutely obsessed with these rare pieces. The scarcity of these no mint mark coins has driven up their value, and one of these pennies could fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars on the market today. Why are these coins so valuable? Now, you might be wondering, why is a missing mint mark so significant, and why are collectors willing to pay such a premium? The rarity of the no mint mark 1966 penny is the main factor here. Because only a small number of these were produced, they're incredibly hard to find. And when something is rare in the world of numismatics, demand skyrockets. This demand is driven by collectors looking for unique or rarer coins to add to their collection. Coins like this don't just come around every day, which is why collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the chance to own one. If you're lucky enough to find a 1966 no mint mark penny, you could see it sell for anywhere between $100 to $10,000, depending on its condition. Coins in excellent condition or mint state can command top dollar, sometimes even more. How to spot the rare 1966, no mint mark, penny. So, how do you find this elusive, rare penny in your collection or pocket change? Here's what you need to know. Look for the missing mint mark. First and foremost, check the reverse, back, of the coin, just beneath the 1 cent inscription. If you see no mint mark there, you may have found one of these elusive coins.